All right, cool. Welcome to Shit That Matters, guys.
We changed the name of our podcast.
We changed our name. So you're our second session where we changed our name. So originally we were Weird Vibes with Michelle and Bud, but now we're Shit That Matters because we started to talk to these local community organizations and community leaders and stuff like that, and kind of felt like that fit our brand better, right?
Yes, and originally we were just going to talk to restaurant owners, and then we're like, well, we talk to restaurant owners, then you got to talk to some of the organizations out there that they're working with, and then you got to talk to people that are doing cool shit in the community, and then all of a sudden it isn't. But it was Weird Vibes because when she first met me, we had a big meeting down at Kitty Hoynes. It had 30 restaurants in there promoting the cash discounting program with credit cards and stuff because it was new to New York State, and she was there with her mother Nora, and afterwards I tried to follow up with her, and for a whole year she fucking ghosted me. And when I finally did get back to meeting her, she's like, I'm like, why did you ghost me? And she said,
gave me a weird vibe. Didn't like his vibe.
I got a weird vibe? Do I have a weird vibe, Jim? Or I guess.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, we changed the name starting today to Shit
That
That Matters.
Matters.
So this
Yeah.
is Shit That Matters.
Yeah.
But I felt like you or somebody said that on one of your podcasts, the line just came up. Did
Like
you say
Weird
that?
Vibes?
No,
Yeah.
Shit That Matters.
Shit That Matters. Michelle just said,
Yeah.
we're talking about shit that matters.
I feel like one of the podcasts I listened to, one
Oh,
of you
yeah.
said that, or it just came out, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I thought that's a
Shit
great
that
name for it.
Cool.
Yeah. Well,
I
because
thought you said it. No,
I might have told you. I might have told you that basketball
just
come out.
Yeah,
But it
it came
should
out.
be. I've had a lot of, because most of my friends watch the podcast, as we can clearly see, is it should be Shit That Matters with Bud and Michelle, not with Michelle and Bud. It's a
we'll just alternate it every
good deal.
whoever does better in the podcast.
We'll never be Michelle again.
Ryan just told me that I performed great in the last podcast.
Yes. Can we
So-
talk about the first one? Can we tell a story
Oh
about that?
no.
We can't tell that story? Oh my
You're
God.
not. No.
We'll tell that story offline. That's fucking
yeah.
hilarious about the last one.
Okay, so
introduce
introduce yourselves. Jeez, sorry.
So Jim Bell, Mon Paz, Kettlecorn.
Okay.
And Mike from Via Napoli Express.
Okay, so you guys, how long have you both been in business?
I've been doing this since the year 2000.
Oh.
So
Would
quite
your
some
grandfather
time.
had it then?
Started off doing Kettlecorn with my grandfather, correct, yeah.
He had the
Yeah.
business.
He did.
And it was just one truck then?
One tent.
A
One
tent?
tent,
It
right.
was
my
a
gosh.
tent. I mean, it was a tent, and then, just as years went on, and really not until COVID, we started going into, the actual concession trailer. So for COVID, for us, it was kind of a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And then when did you build the retail space on 7th Bar Street?
That was 2017.
Yeah.
So that was a long time coming.
goes
Should
by
have
too quick.
done
Wow.
it. I even had plans to do that 5 years, 6 years before that, and just never was in the right
Yeah.
place to do it. And now
ever
we
been
did it.
there?
It's just crazy. Now we're
Oh my God! You have to next time you're driving down 7th North Street, you got to stop. You walk in, fucking popcorn everywhere. Every flavor
yeah.
of popcorn you can ever imagine seeing and thinking of is on the wall, and you can buy.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
really
I'll bring
good.
I feel like my mom loves popcorn and my son. That's their thing. I'll have to
everybody
go.
loves popcorn.
Yeah,
Everywhere
yeah.
there's popcorn.
But now you walk in there and you can't even move. So
So
we're
much
kind of,
popcorn. We're looking for
You
a bigger
feel like-
oh, we
space.
have to.
Yeah, I was
Oh
gonna
my
say, are you
gosh,
outside
wow.
or
You just,
bigger than your space?
yeah. We're just-
And Mike,
Keep it
how
going.
long you been?
Since 2016.
Yeah.
Started with my first truck, and then Jim always told me I would add another one, and he was right.
And you probably could use more, right?
How many do you have? Two?
I have two right now.
Okay.
We were adding a third, and then some things came up, so now we're just sticking to two. Keep rocking it.
And it's all you got. All you can do with two, right?
Yeah, we're maxed out. Weekends are maxed out.
Which he didn't even think he could do that.
No.
Met him
yeah.
at the Fayetteville Farmers Market and seeing what he was doing. I was like, and he's busy, and it's like, you wait, you're gonna need a second truck. And he's like, dude, I can't do a second truck. Can't even think about it.
Yeah.
He was right.
Yeah. Wow. So how much?
cool.
Knowing Jim as well as we all do, he's probably getting a TIG on that, right? How much commission did he have to give you off the second truck?
Yeah, he gets to go on vacation.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I think some of the things that we wanted to talk about was how COVID affected the food truck industry.
Because
And
you
you
had, I
guys-
remember talking to Jim, because I know Jim from basketball, is when it hit, you went from one day of having how many weekends booked through that first,
I mean, we have our schedule. I mean, for us, it's essentially booked for every year. We know what we're doing. We do the same events, and then when COVID,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
every day, we're going somewhere different.
You have events, so 7 days a week? 6 days?
No Mondays.
No
We don't do
Mondays,
Mondays.
okay,
That's usually an
okay.
office day and catch up and
Yeah.
supplies, stuff like that. But every other day, we're somewheres. And, you know, when COVID hit, I mean, we were on one of the very last flights from his wedding when
Oh,
when
wow.
COVID shut down. So that was kind of nervous getting back and then realizing, well, what do we do? Like,
We were kind of all joking. Like everybody was kidding around. Like, what are you talking about? What's going on?
It doesn't seem like a million years ago, but I remember at the time thinking, they're going to shut down the NBA? That's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
I know.
They're never going to shut down the
Like
NBA.
2 weeks
Oh my
after
God.
where I got married, LeBron was playing in the same ballroom.
Oh my gosh.
So that was the last wedding in the ballroom. The next day, or next week, the bubble started at
they
the Grand
had-
Floridian,
Wow.
and it was like we were all
That's
joking.
I mean, this is your guys are all in. It's not like you have a part-time, this is your part-time gig
no.
and you're doing this for the weekends for fun or something.
I got home and 90% of my bookings canceled. So I was like, my heart dropped because I just invested all the money into this building.
Plus you had deposits, I bet, too.
Yeah,
that
I
you-
had and that was like a big thing. A lot of people, it was a lot of controversial things
Yeah.
talking about deposits, and a lot of venues are like, oh, we'll just hold it until you rebook and we give it all back. Like,
Yeah.
insane amount of money. It was scary. And then honestly, I think the first truck that started neighborhoods was Josh,
I think
Angry
so.
Pig.
Angry Pig did it? Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, we're doing a neighborhood, our own neighborhood." And I'm like, "What's this guy doing? Like, there's no way."
That sounds so stupid now.
It was.
Neighborhood, what the hell is a neighborhood thing? But it fucking
That-
saved people.
I think that saved all
when
of
it
us.
came up, you know, this is what we do. This is how we make our money. Everything shuts down. I mean, I was nervous. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I started looking at everything, looking at my car insurance. How do I knock
Yeah.
this down? How do
Yeah.
I get rid
Didn't
of my
you
TV
sell a
bill?
vehicle and
No, I didn't end up selling one. I
didn't
think I
sell-
listed one for sale. I canceled my cable. Like, I was like, I don't know what to
Scary.
do. But shortly after that, it was fine with these neighborhoods. You know, booking
somebody
them.
came
were
up with
doing-
an idea and you guys fucking pivoted, man?
Yeah.
God, it was
And it was a cool
blessing.
the street food finder.
Yeah, that was amazing,
I mean,
yeah.
it helped out a lot. I mean, I never used it during COVID, so I did everything. We would stay up late at night. People would text us their orders, and all these other food trucks were using it. And I'm like, man, I got to get into that. And then other food trucks, helped me get into it. And it was like, that was great.
We used to go, Papagayo
Yep.
had theirs, was it Bree? But
Yeah,
she's
she
not
did
with
a
them
great
anymore.
job with it.
Zach and I would go, because I love their tacos, and we would make a conscious effort, okay, Thursday night,
Yep.
my wife's got something to do, Zach, what are you doing? And let's go find Papagayo's truck, and we hit Street Food Finder
It's cool.
and find out where they were, and you place your order, and you go and you pick it up and sit in the car and eat tacos. That seems like 100 years ago, man.
Yeah, it does. It's weird, but it helped us. I think
Yeah.
it helped us all get even bigger and better and faster and more efficient, because there was ways that 200-300 pizzas would come in a night in a neighborhood, and you're like, okay, how do you manage that? And you just find a way. And Street Food Finder did a good job with it, but there's only so much you could do in 15-minute segments. So
Yeah. Yeah, you had every 15 minutes, you couldn't walk up to the truck.
yeah, it was just
You had
weird.
to wait for your 15 minutes and go up, and it'd all be paid ahead of time.
Well,
God.
you could do, I think it was up to, most people did 4 to 5 orders per 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
that you were able to, have that scheduled time where it was just easy. It was just easy to do, and
Efficient. It was.
But you were saying earlier, I've been doing restaurants forever. That's my wheelhouse, right? And independent restaurants only. Like, you're never going to see me. No offense to McDonald's or Burger King, you're not going to see me in there.
Yep.
I'm spending my money in an independent. And it was amazing to me when this whole thing started happening. Is that you take a place like Brasserie. How do they not know Chris? I mean, you knew Chris at the in-between, but how does she not know Dan at Palladino's or David at Kitty Hoynes? And how does David at Kitty Hoynes not know Dan at Palladino's? Or how does Karen at Possibilities not know the people over here? And
Yep.
so we built this kind of community through text strings and through emails and through events to get these people to know each other, and then they start working together. You guys already had that,
Yeah, it's
right? What's it called? What's the,
Syracuse Food Truck Association.
yeah.
Do you know how many members are in?
Man, it's growing so fast. Like
Yeah.
every day, or every season starts up, and it's like we added 15 new people. It's like, so I don't even know, 30, 40.
I think
If
there's
not
more
more.
than that. I think there's close to 50 trucks, I feel like.
So do you feel like, because I know our restaurants were shut down at the beginning of COVID, did people convert over? Did you get like an influx of I guess not competition, but more food trucks because of that, or not really?
Did
I
brick and
mean,
mortars open food?
Yeah.
I know some brick and mortars that got food trucks going.
Yeah, there was a bunch of, I feel like a lot of the brick and mortar food trucks didn't jump onto the association though. They just kind of stayed to themselves.
Right.
Okay.
But there was one, I know for sure, Funkin' Waffles, and he
Yeah.
did a great job. And
Adam, we were just talking about
Yeah.
Adam. He's one of the nicest guys out there. Again, do
Yeah.
anything for anybody. He's a good dude.
and he's always, his face is in the truck. He enjoys it. He's having fun with the people. And I think a lot of people got into food trucks and they're like, man, this is actually fun to like see a different crowd or see a different place.
Well, you're seeing every person that comes up.
Yeah.
There's no better truck when you go out and see an event. My wife, we see Via Napoli. The only hardest part is trying to fucking let Mike pay for a pizza. But when you go up, you see every person's face when they're coming to you. If 100 people came in here
No,
Sunday,
I don't.
you don't get to see every person's face. There's some
Yeah.
value to that, right?
I think that's important.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
same with them.
Yeah.
I mean, they come back to see you a lot of times. You know, we used to do a farmer's market in Oswego every Thursday. I mean, we've been doing that since 2000, and then, me and my wife would be up there personally. And then when we couldn't anymore, we'd send somebody up, and you can see it change a little bit. Those customers expect to see that same face all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and just like the store, they come in, and our store manager JoJo, everyone's like,
She's
"Is
amazing.
JoJo
Oh
in
my
there?"
gosh, she's
Just-
hilarious.
just,
She's
Where's
hilarious.
JoJo? We're like,
Yeah.
and you love hearing that, and that's what really people want.
People go where there's
It means
people.
way more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that local, keep local and
Yeah.
see your local people.
yeah.
I like that. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Did you, I know some places that opened food trucks that were restaurants. Did any food trucks open, restaurants that opened food trucks? Did you see any food trucks that opened restaurants?
Yeah, we've had a couple so far.
After
PB&J,
COVID,
right?
Well,
they
PB
they had a
she
place.
always-
Had a
already.
place?
Yeah, she always had her place on James, and then she also had a truck too.
You know another one, Mamacita's?
Mamacita's just
She
opened
Just
up.
opened, I
and
saw
killing
that.
it, yeah. And then there was another one, Petite Nosh, and
Oh,
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't
they
know
just
them,
opened
but,
the mixing bowl, 3 and 5 mixing
Yeah.
bowl, I think. Yeah, they did. Who else?
that's right there. Oh, I didn't know that it was the same.
Oh, yeah, it is. I don't even know where it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
just
like
so new.
right, it's so good. I didn't know that,
Breakfast.
I think it was a
right?
Yeah.
collaboration of
Breakfast,
both trucks. That's what I thought.
yeah.
Pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
I talked
No,
to
it's
Bob
great.
Castleman that owns Kiki's. He
Yeah.
used to
Oh,
have
yeah,
just
yeah.
a tent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
he
yeah.
opened his place
Yeah.
up.
No, I think he's, hopefully this year we'll do a lot of events with him. We
Yeah.
did.
Super nice guy. Used to
Yeah,
work at
he's-
Pepsi.
Does a
Bob's,
great
I've
job.
known Bob for
Super
since
nice.
2000.
Well, every time I talk to somebody that owns a food truck, they always know Jim. So I always know Jim.
Well, we used to do the Chinese
OG.
lantern when they did it at the fairgrounds. It was 30 days straight. And we
shit.
were set up next to each other, and then, my daughter was, got to
yeah,
know his
yeah.
daughter and would ride horses, and Bob's an awesome
Well, I
guy.
asked him about challenges he was having and stuff because my job's to find a way to help somebody. And he had a great line. He's like, Bud, you know how I do my schedule? I go, how? He goes, I get the person across from me and I say, Mike, when do you think you'd be able to work this week? And I write down what days they can work. And then I go, Jim, what days do you think you could work this week?
It's crazy.
That's how because most of his people are high schoolers or younger, and that's the only way to know that they're going to get on a schedule. To have to reach out and say, Mike, what days do you think you want to come into work this week? The
I
fucked
can't-
up is the industry.
I, can't stand
I said that
I
to him.
cannot stand
That's exactly what he
I
said.
said,
It's-
no, I said that to my new manager, and I was like, oh, I heard that something, and she was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, could not believe it.
Well, a lot of these big
Scary.
companies, you even hear it on the investment channel, and they're catering to
Yeah.
to the
Staff.
employees, and they're telling them, the employees are telling the business what to and
Yeah.
how they're going to work and what they
How
want
is
to
it-
do. And
You'll see
guess-
more kiosks and more robots and
More
scary.
small footprints. I mean, this is a smaller footprint. How many seats in here?
80,
80 counting the bar?
counting the bar,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you-
We count that, though, because people sit and eat
Yeah,
at the bar.
of course.
But
Yeah.
nothing against the Joey's and the Santangelos and the Scotch and Sirloins that are huge footprints. You can't staff it.
Yeah, it's-
Even Tommy at Scotch for a while, I don't even know if he still has the full dining room open. He just doesn't have enough staff. And it's not server staff. I think the server staff has come back because they're making big bucks. It's the back of the house staff. You just can't find anybody to work. You said you're not finding anybody.
No, it's hard. Even Johnny Tassone's
Yeah.
the same problem.
Oh,
he's
he's
in the
hurting
same
bad,
boat.
yeah.
We went over there to eat dinner the other night, and he was talking about the same thing, the same problem. So I'm
How
glad
do
it's
you-
just not me.
Yeah. You
That's
can't.
everybody.
It's
You can't, And I hate seeing these posts that people make to say, oh, fucking restaurant owners just paid more money. Bullshit. It's not a function of money, man. People want a different lifestyle. They don't want to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. They want to be able to hang out with their buddies. And it doesn't matter if you're paying $30, $40, $50 an hour. It doesn't matter. They want, I tell a story about a place locally, and I didn't want to call them out because I don't know if they'd care that I told the story. But place we all know. I was out having lunch with him a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, talking to the son, and who's running it now. And he said, Bud, we lost our general manager and one of our head guys in the kitchen. And if you had told me 7, 8 years ago, hey, Brasserie just lost their head cook, I'd say, what restaurant did he go to, right? Or if you said, Kitty Hoynes lost their lead bartender, where's she tending bar now?
Yeah.
They both left the industry, working Monday through Friday day jobs in a factory for less money. They're making less money, but they don't want to work the weekends and the nights and the hard work. So it's not a function of money.
And people also change too. The way people act, it's not as, I mean, I don't know. I just think people are not the same. Not
Hardworking
everybody,
wise?
but just like friendliness. Like sometimes
You
people
mean like
think
customers?
sometimes they think they're, I don't know, that the world owes them everything. And it's
It used to be, I think, that people felt like, oh my gosh, I just came out and got a bad meal. Maybe I should tell somebody.
Yeah.
Now it's their fucking obligation.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I go out to Brasserie because if I'm having something bad, everybody needs to know what I think, and they put it out there.
Yeah, it's kind of, I read some of the pages and I just like,
It's pretty disgusting reading the people's comments.
I had to get off
They
where
could-
Syracuse eats. It
I
was,
know,
it was
just-
too much.
Even to, and not to, because I think it's wrong, but it's even to each other. Like, it's not always just directed at the restaurant owners, but like, somebody will post something, a bad review, and then two people in the comments that
go at it.
aren't even the original poster just yell it, like, go back and forth.
it's pretty crazy.
I'm
be
like,
70
why are
posts,
you so
yeah.
mad at each other? Like, this person just had a bad meal. Like, you have nothing vested in this.
Yep.
Like, why are you
Because you
arguing?
can sit home and do it anonymously.
Yeah.
They would never do it face to face.
No.
But it just makes you read them because they go back and forth. It's like, who's going to win? Who's
I
gonna
had to get off.
Oh
It's
yeah,
toxic.
yeah.
It's so sad. It's like a domino.
It's not even about the post anymore. It's like
Yeah.
these two are going at it.
You want to see? It's like watching a
yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
I remember reading something, and I told people at Beeville Diner, somebody put a post on where Syracuse eats. This is when I got off, and the post said, lived in Baldwinsville 14 years, absolutely love Beeville Diner, my favorite diner. Just went last night and got cheese sticks, and they didn't have any marinara sauce. Fuck Beeville Diner, I'm never going back. So number one, you've been going for 14 years. Number two, why are you getting your cheese stick fix at fucking Beeville Diner, and they don't have spaghetti sauce? Big
So,
deal.
yeah.
And you're never going back again? Never?
That's bizarre.
That's, and then people were just like, Beeville Diner's the best, and whatever. So,
Yeah. Well, it's good that the community.
you get bad reviews? Do you?
No, not gonna.
Not-
I
no.
haven't. We don't. You come into a popcorn shop, like
Yeah.
you're always coming in happy, and it's always like it's.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why the employees that we do have there, they do really love where they work because you never get an angry.
Nobody could ever be mad at
You
mad
come
at
in a
JoJo,
popcorn
yeah.
shop and like you come in happy. It's
Yeah.
just like you're not gonna go to Disneyland and be pissed off going to Disney or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it's just.
Do you get people?
I've had like with the Square system,
Yeah.
like the receipt goes to them and they can put like happy or sad, and then they can write something in there. I've had people like say, like not worth the money or like it's an easy way of just like getting a quick refund because honestly, like if someone's not happy, I just refund them the total.
Because
and
you're
say,
too nice.
Yeah, it is. But I've
I
seen.
saw Jim shed a tear when you said refund the total. He started to cry a little. No.
Oh, we refund it and give them a gift card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's you try to make it up, but it's almost like I see different areas of the town where we'll post up, and it's kind of funny where those areas complain more than like we're at Fayetteville Farmers Market,
Yeah.
and I think in the 6 or 7 years we've been there, I don't think I've ever had one complaint.
But
So
Great
it's-
Northern Mall.
Great Northern Mall, it's totally
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Because you're closer to Oswego County.
No,
It's-
I love Oswego. I just
Yeah.
bought property there, so
Yeah.
great spot.
Do you feel like customers, so I obviously have a brick and mortar. I would never do a food truck. It
Yeah.
feels like too much for me.
It's so funny
Like,
how people say it.
Yeah, I just feel like it's hard, and
Yeah.
I do feel like people think that it's easy, but I can't imagine
yeah.
it's not. But because you're ordering, like, do people expect food to be ready quicker than they should? Like, is that an do you understand what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah, I guess for my truck, like it's obviously we cook everything from start to finish.
Right.
From when you order. So it's
It's
like
not fast
nothing's
food.
pre-prepped.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the dough stretch goes in the oven, takes 60 to 90 seconds to cook. But once you start, 15, 20 pizzas come in a matter of 5-10 minutes. You got to manage. I mean, we just try to be honest with people. It's gonna be 15 minutes. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
little longer. And we do see kickback from some people like, oh, it's past 15 minutes. Where's our pizza?
Yeah.
It's like there's so many
Not fucking
challenges in a
Domino's,
small
man.
truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think before, when the food trucks were really new, like, everybody expected the food to come out quick, and like that's what it was. But
But you don't, yours is,
ours is pretty quick. I mean, you either get the Kettlecorn that, unless we, again, a line where we're consistently making it, but we can stay ahead with our products. And then, our lemonade we make to order. So sometimes we
what
get
about
some
Spud
lines.
Shack? What do you?
Spud Shack, same thing. I mean, we try to stay ahead by, blanching our fries. But sometimes, there's a 15, 20, 30-minute wait for fries.
Yeah.
But people, it just, over the years now, people kind of expect it a little bit.
So how many different trucks? You got the lemonade.
So
got the-
I got our big truck has our Kettlecorn, lemonade, cotton candy, our funnel cakes, and deep fried Oreos in that one. Our smaller one just has Kettlecorn, lemonade, cotton candy, and then we have the Spud Shack that we do fresh cut fries. But people
Do you
expect a
take,
wait.
depending on the event, do you take all the trucks to one event? Like if you're doing Fayetteville Farmers Market, are all the trucks there?
No, if we do like our smaller things like the markets, one truck. If I do Taste of Syracuse, Harbor Fest, Arts, any event, usually I have both trucks.
And Spuds?
And Spud, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have our Kettlecorn Fair truck
Yeah.
and then our Spud. I wouldn't have like both my Kettlecorn
And you
trucks
put
there.
them next to each other? Or?
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
I try to.
So where does the majority of your business come from? Like private events, or do people hire you for private events?
So
And
we have
then-
two different types of trucks. I feel on our end. So when I first started, like the breweries are what started me.
Yeah.
I would go to breweries such as like 315 is one of our favorite spots.
Great place. I love that
Still
place.
one of
Yeah.
our favorite spots, and they actually, thanks to them, they helped me.
What's it, Dan
grow.
Matthews?
Yeah.
Yeah, super
They-
good guy.
And Josh is the brewer, and
Yeah.
he just, it's like, he's there 24/7, and he would always help us. And I think 25 to 30% of our customers that would hire us for private parties met us there in the
Oh,
first
wow,
3
okay,
years.
yeah.
And they would say, oh, you got your card at 315 Brewery. And then a lot of breweries started opening up. So like we started going to multiple other breweries, and it's funny because now, we didn't have as much business at Liverpool for private parties, but Freight Yard,
Yes. Yeah.
now we're doing a lot of CNS and Liverpool graduations as opposed to we're doing a lot of Camillus, Skinny Atlas graduations. So for me, 80% of the business now is completely private parties.
And
So
weddings, because you did my son's best friend Tyler's wedding
Yeah.
at the
I
last
think I
minute
was at a
because
wedding that you
certain
were at.
person we all know kind of fucking ghosted him and didn't call him back for the wedding, and you filled in, man, and helped him out.
Yeah,
helped 'em out.
that was, I think.
Weddings?
152 weddings last year. I think that's what it came down to.
Crazy.
And that was, now they're only getting like to the point where, I could do three weddings a day some days, but now it's getting to where people want these more complex menus, and I'm
Because it's
kinda-
not just pizza at the wedding.
Yeah, we'll do everything from prime rib to hors d'oeuvres, appetizers. One wedding we just did in October, we did beef tenderloin plated for 200 people and
Wow.
served in 45 minutes. Is not easy. So
Yeah,
we
holy
have
shit.
a cool staff, and a lot of these local.
You cook it all right out of the truck?
We have a truck, and we build a kitchen on site for something along
Oh, okay.
that size.
I'm like,
is-
damn.
But it's a lot of like managing. I was hoping Jim would help me at our last one, but he was on vacation, so he couldn't come.
So, yeah, it's-
So
but
you-
I would have loved to see it.
different model. You probably not doing weddings.
So no, as far as weddings go, we do a lot of popcorn bars for weddings.
Yeah.
That they order at the store. But as far as our trucks going there, I mean, We do our events that are.
Fundraising's huge, right? Is
for
there
the
a school
store
you're not in? Fuck.
I mean, it's crazy. We started off, the fundraising started off with just, my son played Syracuse elite football, flag football during the summer. So how do we fundraise? So we're like, let's do some popcorn. So that's kind of how it started. And then it just branched off like that. Like Mike said, doing the brewery and, all these popped up. And then when we opened the store, I mean, we're not even going out to get fundraisers, it's just word of mouth and coming back. And I think we did 28 fundraisers 2 years ago. Last year, we ended up doing 36, and then this year, we're over 60 fundraisers, which, you come into our place and a fundraiser going on, you can't even move. There's popcorn on racks everywhere. It's
cool.
So that's been really good for the store. But as far as the trucks, for us doing events, we're used to doing the, 10, 12-hour days out at an event, which is, kind of in learning with the truck and doing smaller hours during COVID when we were doing neighborhoods. We'd go in a neighborhood 2-3 hours, and we'd make
As much as you would in 8
a
hours?
lot of times. We're
Wow.
like, oh man, and so I'm like, for me, more of an event kind of guy. Like, man, look at these food truck guys working 2-3 hours a day, making this money, and I'm working 12 hours at an event. So that was kind of eye opener in learning and doing smaller stuff. We just have done some catering, and we'd like to do some more stuff with our new Spud Shack, with.
But you do like SU stuff, right? You branded with them? Is that?
Oh, so yes, out of the store. I don't say branded with them, but we do a lot of popcorn for SU and the Dome, and we made a lot of the corn this year for the Syracuse Mets. So the store has just opened up a whole new.
Would you ever want to have just the store and no trucks?
I don't think I could.
Would you ever want to have just the trucks and not the store?
I could.
You could?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean,
You like the
it's
truck being out.
Yeah, and
with-
even
That's how you started. How old were you when you started on the truck?
19.
Oh, shit.
Yep. And restaurants are tough. I mean, I had the place on New Court or Court Street when I did Mexican Affair, and I had
Mexican Affair,
the pizza place there, and it's just tough. It's with doing both of these, for as much as and hard we work during the summer, or not even summer, it starts in April now.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it year round. There's no way
12
I could
months
do
a
that
year.
year round.
We fit a whole year into
Couldn't-
7 months.
Did you ever want to
could
have a
never
brick
do
and
it.
mortar?
I've had some itching, but
Yeah.
I
Dude.
I ran
Don't
a
do
place.
it.
in
Call
Indiana.
me and let me talk you the fuck out of it.
It would never work with you.
No, it
would
wouldn't
never
work
work.
with me. Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
It would be
We
more like a
vacation
pizza.
too much on the
Yeah.
office. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You
go
can't
to
have
Italy.
that place.
I
You got to
just-
be there every day. You can't go on.
You're there.
8
You're
vacations
there
a year.
nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like a pizza. You'd be more like a pizza original, like what Paulie does.
Yeah, I mean, he just knocks out of the park.
Yeah.
He's got, but he's
But got great staff.
great
man.
ambiance.
Yeah.
He treats his people good.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I did it in New York City. I got to see the scene.
No
and
way.
I don't
wouldn't.
know. I don't.
If I'm advising somebody, first thing I just talked to a couple people out of opening a place where they weren't going to own the dirt because they would have lost everything they had and probably their relationship.
Yeah.
And if somebody's going to a brick and mortar, like, unless you have experience, there's so many people that think, fuck, I watched Restaurant Network. I saw this guy. I know how to make mac and cheese. I could fucking do that. And my wife knows how to make drinks. We'll just open a restaurant. Oh, stupid.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's scary. There's
I
a
feel
lot.
like, that's what I was like. I feel like some people think it's just gonna be fun to like open a restaurant. So
Yeah,
I
we
was
get
like
a lot of
wondering
people
if
like that.
It's sexy.
yeah,
Oh,
if
it's
people
sexy.
if people just like think it's fun to
Yeah.
open a food truck, like no, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure it is, but
It's
like
fun.
it's
I'll tell you what,
it's
it
a
goes away real
job.
quick.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
with as far as the restaurant, brick and mortar goes.
Well, even you
Yeah.
guys.
I think. I mean, it's.
We pick on you a lot about, fucking Jim's you can get whatever he wants off. Yeah, but you know what? On every fucking Friday and Saturday and Sunday in the summer,
Yeah, there's no.
all
doubt.
all the guys are out hanging out. They're on a boat. They're doing shit. Where are you, man?
Oh, I'm working. I don't. get
Every
weekends off.
fucking
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday in
And
the
I'll
summer.
tell you what, we don't even complain. We all look at each other and just
that's
put our
it.
head down, and it's fun.
What we do. That's it. That's what we
It's
do.
built. It's built in
know?
now.
And everybody that wants to come into business, you have to work those days.
it's
And you
important.
get in, you're like, oh man, you work.
And it's rewarding. I'll tell. It
Yeah.
really is rewarding. And if you,
Well, it's a higher margin too, right? You're netting out a higher margin in a food truck than you would in a brick and mortar. You don't have some
It
some
depends.
stale expenses, right?
Jim is. That's why I go to Jim when I just was trying to buy a new food truck, and he's like, man, that's, are you sure you want to make that leap? That's a lot of money. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
And I was like, oh, screw Jim, whatever. And I went through with it, and then the lady backed out of the deal. So I was like, maybe it's meant to be that things happen like that. And I was like, I'm not gonna have to say things to Jim.
No, it's just it was another
just
truck,
don't know.
another big truck, and I was like, man, you're gonna make the same money you're making now, even with that.
'Cause you gotta
truck,
pay people. You can't be there.
And
It's hard to
You know-
rely on good people.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And you build a brand.
Yeah.
The last thing, same with you guys, you both have brands that you built. You don't want somebody going to some event where you're not controlling what's going on and getting a shit product, because then it ruins everything, man.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's cool with our food truck family is how all the trucks kind of look for each other. So, Jim would see my truck there, and if I'm not there, he's like, man, your menu was like not put the right spot today.
Oh,
It's
shit,
nice
yeah,
that
yeah.
they could see
Who
something.
are your favorite food truck guys? If you're gonna do an event, so you're gonna have an ultimate event, so you're doing a fair type thing. Maybe, I know the Great Northern Mall was huge. They had like way too many trucks there at some point.
Yeah.
But you're doing an event, you want 10 trucks there. 2 of you, who are the other 8 trucks you're grabbing?
There's a lot of good trucks. I mean, for me, it's like, it depends on, what the volume of people are there. Because, sometimes the newer trucks are still trying to work out how to get food out the window. And some trucks can put food out a lot quicker. It just really, to me, I don't really have a favorite. It's more like a good mix of people that can take care of the crowds. Because, there was nights at Great Northern that, people would wait 45 minutes to an hour.
I
for
would
that.
always get early because,
well, some of them, I mean, they got a lot better since Great
Yeah.
Northern, because that taught all the food trucks
Yeah.
how to prep and handle the amount. And, some of the food trucks can't handle that kind of volume, but
Yeah.
they learned how to. So picking food trucks for event, just as long as we have like a really good mix. And I mean, every food truck in our
They're
group
all
really has good food and
Everybody
people.
does a great, yeah.
good people.
we talked earlier,
I
there was
feel like-
another group that kind of went away.
You were in that group, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it was a non-for-profit. We were trying to raise money while doing business, and just things didn't go the way.
But there's some other trucks I know that started their own Syracuse Food Truck Association that was,
Yeah, there's only been one Syracuse Food Truck Association, and
but there was another one that's tried to start with a couple of trucks.
Another group, you mean?
Another group, yeah.
Like
but he
another
didn't-
association?
No, it just didn't work out, but that was where some of the food trucks got together and wanted to give back. And not that we don't all want to give back all the time. It was like it was like being the coordinator to do those things. Like we went to Ronald McDonald House, we built beds. I took my kids down and we built beds for kids that didn't have beds, and then we
Oh, cool.
delivered them, like stuff
Sleep
like
in Heavenly
that.
Peace.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah, oh
really
my
cool.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Which
was fun.
Which I
Fun
would like to
and
do in this group. I
eye-opening.
mean, it was
Yeah.
it's just that's what we want to do on the off season.
Especially
is
for your
give back
kids.
and do it's
You want your kids to know, James, Zach, James, they got it good. They don't
Oh,
realize
they
how
do.
good they
No,
have
I
it
know, and
until you
they-
look over there and see, dude, I turned your cell phone off, or I didn't pay your cell phone bill, or you didn't get those new sneakers you wanted. That kid doesn't have a fucking bed,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
we saw
delivered
that too.
6 beds to one house down on the south side, and my kids, it was an eye opener for them, and they're just
They're all sleeping on the floor, on top of their on top of their sheets, like on the floor.
but they don't know. Those kids don't know any better.
That's all they
You
know, yeah.
Those kids don't know any better, and it just brings tears to your eyes on things like that. There was a kid that's like, can you guys come and have lunch with us today? The church has hot turkey sandwiches today.
You kidding me?
So you want to talk about
Oh, my
tearing up
God,
and
jeez.
And we all own
Yeah.
food businesses. We're like,
Yeah.
let's just bring the truck here. But it's
Oh
just
my
like you
gosh.
can't.
that was
Wow.
sad. And then
Wow.
when
There's
my,
a lot
my
more.
kids, it's but it's good to see that and help back and giving back, and that's what we should even start doing with even
Yeah, we
our
should.
Syracuse food truck to start doing some of that stuff on the off
Because now we have
I
such a
love it.
big
I mean,
group,
it's-
and I'll tell you what, there's a couple food trucks that started up that might have not had a lot either, and they're doing a great job, and they're working hard, and they're even working on the winter months, and they're killing it. And it's nice to see their whole families in the truck.
Yeah.
And it's
Wow.
nice to see the kids and everything, and they'll come up
Good
to our
work
truck.
ethic for the
Yeah,
kids.
it's amazing.
I'm sure James has worked the truck before.
He has. He does. He,
Yeah.
he likes it.
Yeah.
And again, my kid's another kid that he wants to work, and I said, okay, go to JoJo. She's
Yeah.
let her know. Okay, I don't want to work Friday nights. I don't want to work
Oh,
Saturday, Sunday. I'm like, are you serious right now? I said, come on.
Yeah.
My old
know?
boss used to tell me when I was at Ground Round a million
Oh, I
years ago.
loved Ground Round.
Great, it was,
I remember the slimy worms in the mud.
Oh my God, well,
dessert.
popcorn on the floor was right about my time, so you were probably a baby then.
Yeah, I
How
was
old are you now, Mike?
28.
Oh my God, I worked at Ground Round. It was longer than 28 years. You weren't even fucking born yet. I worked there before I was
crazy.
married. I've been married 34 years, but oh my God, I'm old. But
Yeah.
back then, and again, the climate then was different then, right? But at Ground Round. But my old boss Scott McNulty was the guy. He said, look, when somebody would come in and get a job, and then they'd work there a couple of weeks, get a couple paychecks on them, and they say, I can't work Friday, I can't work Saturday. He goes, look, I didn't come to your back door at your house and knock on your door and say, hey, could you come please work for me? You came to my door
Yeah.
and asked me for a job. You're going to work when I tell you to work. But back then,
Yeah, it's not
you could
like
fire
Yeah.
somebody and 5 people would replace them.
Yeah.
Not the way now.
And I was just in Italy, and I was talking to my aunt. She's got like multiple jobs. She just tries to make it work. And she was telling me, I said, so how many hours did you work yesterday? She works at a restaurant cleaning dishes. And she said, I worked 8 hours. I said, oh, so how does the pay work here? I don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
She said, they pay me $25 for 8 hours, 25 euros. And I was like, what do you mean
What the
25 euros? And she was like, yeah, that's how it goes here. You get paid very little. They feed you, and that's it. And I said, so how do you guys live? They said, you live off the land. But I was just like, I couldn't believe it because I don't even know.
How would, oh my God. But if it's everywhere, then,
Yeah, but yeah, she's like, they can't find the kids to work on the street, so now you see a lot of the older people going in there and putting in 8 hours cleaning dishes, and I was like floored. I couldn't believe she told me 25 euros in 8 hours.
Jenny from The Diner told me once, I think
That's
she's
wild.
got some different people now, but she's only open. You ever been to The Diner? It's over across from
Yeah,
the high
of
school.
course, Oh, yeah.
Super
I used to
nice
park
lady.
there for high school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where I
That's
park.
why they make money, because they lease out the parking lot.
Yeah.
But she's open from like 6 to 1 or something, so she needs people to work like 9 hours for the day or 10 hours. And she'd get somebody to come in, maybe it's 8 hours. And she said the guys came to, she had a couple cooks go, Jenny, it's 8 hours is too much. Is there any way we could split the shift and he could work 4 hours and I could work 4 hours? 8 hours was too many hours to work.
That's scary.
What the fuck is the world coming to, man?
In New York City, when I worked for Mario Batali, I was 14-hour days were like nothing. It's like
That was the norm, right?
$9 an hour living in New York City.
Holy crap.
But I mean, that might be why people are, leaving the industry.
it's too hard, or-
Well, if they feel like 8 hours is too long and they're in a kitchen. I mean, I know that you don't think so, but if they have opportunities to leave elsewhere.
I'm not blaming anybody for going to get a better gig.
No,
I
I
guess,
know,
you
but
know,
I'm
but-
just saying it's got to be part of why. It's
there's some-
different. It's just different.
Some nights at Great Northern Mall, I would, if it was slower, I'd go, Jim, let's start making some random things in your fryer. And he's like, okay, and I'd go over there, and he'd have the music blasting, and everybody was dancing in the truck.
Oh
And
my
I think
gosh.
that was, like, Jim made a good
Video?
environment.
I need video proof of Jim
Yeah, there is
dancing.
videos, but it was cool to see, like,
Yeah.
that's what, like, I think a lot of other people have to do that, too.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
made an environment where these kids wanted to come in.
Yeah.
They not only they were making money, they were dancing, listening to the music. That's what they want to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, you hit the nail. That I think that today it's more about culture than it is about compensation.
Yeah.
People want to come and work with you. Danny at Rise and Shine, I know, does a really good job of, she builds.
Yep.
People want to work there. They want to be part of Rise and Shine and what she's doing and the culture that they have. And
cool.
it's cool. You got to make it cool for these
The old,
kids.
old traditional work method, I think, is totally different now. So
I used to say with legacy restaurant owners would be like, look, I pay you, you're my bitch, you do what I say. That doesn't work anymore.
No way.
Michelle is amazing. Once a month, you take everybody and go do stuff, right? You're like, they made wine.
Oh
one
yeah,
time.
yeah, we did
good
that.
team bonding.
Yeah. We're working on, Maddie, my new manager, is working on our Christmas party. So she said probably turning stone maybe
Cool.
for them. But yeah, just, I don't know. I mean, I grew up in the 14, 16-hour days having that be nothing. But people don't want that anymore. And to be honest, I mean, I don't mind working those long days. But, I don't want to either.
Yeah.
So, why would
Yeah.
I require somebody to do it? I want to come in and have fun. I don't want it to be stressful. I don't want to feel like that the work that I'm doing doesn't matter. So, why would my employees want that? So
true.
I just think that people will come to a place that has a good environment rather than making a couple extra bucks because I don't want to come in and hate my job. I don't want people that come in and hate their job.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, and then it affects my business because, I mean, you've probably been to a place where not necessarily a restaurant, but like a store or whatever, and the cashier, you can tell, hates their job.
What do you want?
Yeah.
I heard that
Yeah,
all the time.
and-
If I walked in there, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this sucks for me.
But when you get a really good waitress, like the best waitress here happens to be the reason that the business is driving, is her sister Hannah is graduated from college and is working now, and she's amazing. She's the best. She should be in a management role, I think, at some point.
I think she should too,
Yes.
but she won't,
Yeah,
so.
because she's making big bucks.
Yeah, they
Wait
fucking make
tables.
so much money. But anyways, yeah.
But like we did a thing. Either you guys know John Tomino? Do you know John
Yeah.
from Minnesota? Super good guy, real inspiring guy. We did a podcast with John. I've known John forever.
In my father's kitchen.
In
right?
my father's
Yeah.
kitchen, yeah. And the challenge we had, and one of the reasons we're bringing some organizations in is I didn't know what to do. Like, we asked him, I said, John, when I see somebody homeless or in need on the corner, what do I do? He goes, well, what do you do now? I go, to be honest, I hope the light turns green, and if it doesn't, I hang my head.
Yeah.
So he gave us, go home, don't give them money, build a kit, put wipes in it, put socks in it, put hand warmers in it and stuff, and have them in your car available. And when the next time you come up to somebody, say you're not invisible and hand him this and put his card in there and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, that's cool. So we start doing it. And then I'm like, this is really cool. Maybe we should see if some restaurants want to do it. And then we could educate their staff and stuff. So we just did an event a week ago. We had 15 restaurants. We made 320 kits.
Wow.
Restaurants were here putting kits together. John was here educating. They're taking the kits back to their staff and educating them and giving them a couple kits to say, this is what you can do. Have them in your car available. Dan from Heritage Hill, who's another great guy, his Christmas party this year is going to be building kits. At the Christmas party, they're going to have
Oh,
them
that's
in the
cool.
corner.
I didn't know
is-
that.
Is
That's
building
so cool.
kits so that the people can take them away and have the people there feel like they're giving back. And he's just going to build, those people that he's hiring are probably 32 and younger, and they want to feel like they're part of something.
Yeah.
That gives them a way to do that.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
That's something like our association. I'm sure not one person would bat their eye. They would want to do
Yeah.
something like
costs
that.
$4.90, $5 to build one kit. I actually got a bunch of them in my car. I've probably given out 30 of them. Ask Michelle how many she's given out.
Yeah, it's 0.
So,
Well, I
okay.
appreciate you letting me know about
Yeah,
it, too.
that-
Yeah.
I appreciate you involving me in that.
Yeah, we had 16 people. She said, let's see how many people would want to do it. I put the text out, and we had like
Like-
16 people
So
in
cool.
an
Within
hour.
like an hour.
And, they came, we had the news came, and they were taping us, putting the kits together and talking. It was
That's
pretty
cool. It's nice when you could do stuff like that. And John's been doing it for a long time. I mean,
He's
man.
such a good dude. He's such a good dude. And she asked a great question of him how do you, when you see, you go and see somebody that needs beds, or you go and see that somebody, a hot turkey sandwich needs something. How do you not turn around and just give that kid all your pizza or
Yeah.
bring him 100 bags of popcorn or bring him back to your house? And how do you feel like what you're trying to help, it's too much for you to handle and it just puts down on you? And he said, one more person, one more day. He goes, I go to bed tonight,
Yeah.
and my plan tomorrow is to help one more person one day, and then I go to bed the next day.
Yeah,
So it doesn't get overwhelming.
It
One more
happens-
pizza. Hey, look, you got a fucking line of dupes
Yeah.
hanging down, and you got to make all these pizzas. One more pizza. One more bag of popcorn.
That happens I've seen that happen where like we'll have a kid come up and like ask us how much the pizzas are at the Everson Museum, and I don't even I already know where the conversation's
Yeah.
going, and I'm like, you know what, this pizza's on the Everson Museum today.
Oh, nice.
Thanks
That's
for
cool.
coming. And you could see it was almost like these. Like they're by themselves first
Yeah.
off, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why is this kid by themselves? But it's almost like they were looking for food, and you know what? That's important.
That's sad.
You can, for all of us, we would never. I don't think
The problem I have with both your guys' products is when I get the pizza, I have to eat the whole fucking pizza. And when I get a bag of popcorn, I open up, my wife is like, why don't you just save some of that
Yeah,
popcorn?
right.
I don't know where the twirly thing is anymore, so I eat the whole $7.50 bag.
Oh my God.
whole flight ride, polish
Yeah.
a whole bag.
You sit down and watch TV, and the problem with popcorn is
Oh, yeah.
It's easy.
it's easy to eat. Easy to eat. And there's
So you got to buy 3.
no calories, right? I asked Lolo that, or Jojo that when I was there last time. I said, there's no calories in this, no. And then I got the gift cards for the gift card thing we're doing. She was, I feel like I'm not supposed to charge you for this. I go, oh my God, charge me. I don't want anything. I don't want stuff for free, man. I want to pay. That's why we come.
Yeah.
I want to pay, so.
But for what you do for the community is also
I
what a
don't
lot
know
of
about
people
that,
don't,
yeah.
don't, I like it because you help so many businesses out, so, and you try to keep the money local.
You got to come to a breakfast club.
Yeah, I would love to. Now we're on our off season for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm finally getting texts from him too.
Yeah, yeah.
I might have to give you my number so I could get me involved in some
Yeah.
of this stuff.
Do I ever text Michelle?
No, just only 4 times a day.
I'm a big texter.
Yeah, all he do is text. But, okay, so I just have some other questions too. What are your favorite events that you go to throughout the year? What are your
That
favorite?
you do and that you go to, like ones that you're going to want to be at, and what's one you're not
Business
going to be at, but
ones.
you want to go to yourself personally?
Okay, so I guess for me, there's a lot of great events. I think as far as family-wise, we do an event out at Ontario Orchards.
Oh, nice. In
The
Oswego?
Fall Jamboree, yeah,
Yep.
in Sterling. And-
Dave Johnson owns it. Yeah,
Okay, I deal with Kathy and Lori.
Okay.
There. They really put on the event, and it's such a family event. It's just incredible. They do an awesome job. So that's like one of my favorite ones to go to. A lot of families, a lot of kids.
cool.
That you bring the trucks
That
to?
we bring the trucks to.
Oh, cool.
But as far as going to a certain
Yeah.
event, we're always working them. So
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah.
know. Maybe one that I don't do is the Lafayette Apple Fest. Maybe going out there to, check
That's
it out,
good.
How
something
old
like
are
that.
you?
But
You have one kid?
two,
2, how old are they?
17 and 14.
Oh, okay. Do you go to like the Mets games or the SU games or anything like that, but you're just working?
We're just working.
Yeah.
We got to a Mets game this year. We took the employees out to the
Oh,
Mets
cool.
game one
Oh,
night.
that's nice.
Just to get out and a little bit of a break. But other than that, not too much during the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't get to go to Taste of Syracuse or Italian Fest?
Well, we go to
or-
Taste Syracuse. I
but
have
you're
2
there.
trucks at Taste Syracuse.
But you're there.
And we're there.
Yeah.
So
Is that stressful? Is that a stressful event? Is
I
it, so
used
what's,
to do Taste Syracuse. It was like, that was my most stressful event because my dough operation takes place overnight. So you work all
all
day
day.
selling, it used to be $1 samples.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Oh, shit, yeah.
and then you would come home, like, he's like, oh, I'm going home to sleep. And I'm like, dude, I got to go roll another
I
1,000
know. I'm like,
doughs.
he's crazy. He's got to go home and roll dough. I'm like, I'll be in
way.
bed when you're
So
Yeah.
it's
rolling
cool
dough.
to see all the different operations because everybody has different prep schedules and me, like my dough is usually done at 10, 11, 12, 1. So you work all day, then you get back and you got to clean the trucks, then do the dough, and then wake up in the morning and start all over again. So Taste Syracuse is very tough, but they do such a good job. putting
I don't
on
like
event.
the fact that it's not Taste of Syracuse. I guess it is, but they're allowing
Yeah, now it's getting all
national
Yeah,
brands to come in and,
National Donut Day. They were doing
Yeah.
like Dunkin' Donuts and like we have.
how do you have Dunkin'? No,
Great
nothing against.
donuts places
I have a
here.
friend, I got in trouble because, and it wasn't trouble, he was right. There's a lot of chain restaurants
Yep.
give back. I'm sure Dunkin' Donuts and, all these other chains give back, but this is Taste of Syracuse,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah,
what's
and
your
you got
favorite?
these local owners that own these chains. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't say much, but we have these local donut shops that also give back and
Polly
they-
at Glazed.
Yeah, I mean he
Yeah.
he put Syracuse on the map for donuts, I think, and he does a great job. And
I told you what JT told me once, right? Before Paul and John Tassone are cousins, and John had come to me years ago before Paulie opened the place, and he goes, "Hey man, bud, at basketball." He goes, "Hey, my cousin's opening a business in town. I wonder if you could help him out because I work with restaurants." And yeah, what's he doing? He goes, "He's got this idea to open this gourmet donut shop." I go, "What the fuck is a gourmet donut?" He's gonna sell donuts for like $3. I go, "That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Nobody's gonna pay $3 for a donut."
Yeah.
Clearly, I was wrong.
Oh, yeah,
those
for
things
sure.
are amazing.
yeah,
Did
does
he have the truck first or the brick and mortar?
brick and mortar?
Brick and
Yeah,
mortar.
and then the truck. I mean, once you
Shit,
get
the truck's bigger than the brick and mortar. I think
He does a ton of like wedding. Like I'll roll up to a wedding now and I'll see like a whole donut wall.
Yeah.
And there was also another donut place that was like one of my. Now I'm blanking out,
Yeah.
but it was in Phoenix, or
Yeah.
Fulton. It was unbelievable.
There was one in Phoenix, and I guess
Phoenix
they
Just
were in that
donuts,
plaza,
just donuts.
Oh yeah,
right where
Yeah.
Sharon Chevrolet used to be.
yeah, I know where that is.
And she,
Oh,
I
shit.
mean, she like crushed the weddings and private parties and.
He gives back too. Like I called him and said, "Hey, Baldensville was having their Baldwinsville week, and they're doing the parade, and they don't have any donuts. I'll be down there.
Yeah.
I was at Hafner's one time eating lunch, this is before COVID, and I was going down to pick up donuts for something, and I was talking to one of the older waitresses there, the hostess. "Well, donut, what's glazed confused? I go, you've never had a glazed confused
crazy.
donuts? No, I never even heard of them. I sent Polly a text. I go, hey, I'm sitting here with 6 girls that have never had a glazed confused donut. He goes, come on down. I fucking drove
crazy.
down. He gave me a dozen donuts. I brought him back. I went back the next week and I asked the girl, I go, did you get a chance to eat those donuts? Yeah, but Jake ate 3 of them in the kitchen. So, you know.
And at Taste of Syracuse, I would park right across the street from him, and he would just come over and get a pizza, and he'd bring over donuts, and they were right out of the fryer. I'm like, oh my God, dude,
Amazing.
that was like, that was a treat with Taste of Syracuse, is we all just kind of, you ate really fresh. That was a cool thing. I like that. I like when you go up
What's
to.
your
What's your
favorite event to do?
Yeah.
My favorite event? Man, there's so many events. I don't even know.
Not the fair. That's probably the most profitable.
Fair's a little bit of a relief for me, because it's almost like going to a brick and mortar for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
All set up.
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is
yeah.
every day open up the trailers and ready to go. So that's kind of a break for me.
Oh, that's
So
cool. I
really
never
don't
thought of
mind
it like that. You don't have to haul the.
No, that's it.
No, at Frost we got a haul everywhere we go. So
Do you go to the fair?
no, we don't. No, we're August and September are huge wedding months. So
Oh, yeah.
this year was crazy with weddings. And then there's one day that maybe is like a day off, like a Sunday. It's like nice.
Yeah.
Can go on the boat
Yeah.
and live
Yeah.
that life,
Yeah.
but you just
What's your favorite restaurant? If you're going out, where do you go? That's your.
Where's my go-to? We always try to go to new restaurants, so
Yeah.
we don't always go to the same one. I mean, Cider Mill is always good.
Yeah, they
It
do a
really
great
is
job.
always good.
Yeah.
yeah, he introduced me to the cider mill. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
good.
Dan.
Stay
We
tuned.
did that thing there when we had like 10 people, 20 people come that one time.
Yeah,
We had to
yeah,
back
yeah.
room. Dan, they're the nicest people.
And they just, well, not just, I'm sure that last time we looked when we were gonna go, they changed their menu, so we were looking
Yeah, they
forward to
changed
going,
it.
and then I don't
You
know
got to
what
save
we
room
did
for the
that night,
donut at
and
the end, man.
The donut now, they're
oh
doing
my
it?
God. They do a
They have
cider.
a cider donut.
Oh my God.
They've
it's
always
amazing.
done that?
Yeah, for dessert.
Oh,
You
so
got to
I've
save
never-
room for dessert, man.
I don't think I've ever been able to save room for dessert there.
What about you, Mike? Where do you? You told me once because I didn't
Rosalie's
bring
is
it.
just like my.
So I got a $100 gift card. I got from Mark. I got to give to you. I bought from Mark to give to you because you're giving me all the pizzas and I left it at home. So next time I see you,
Rosalie,
you gotta bring
I don't know. So obviously I travel all of Italy every time I'm there, and me and my dad just came back like 4 days ago, and we ate probably at 6 restaurants a day, and to this day Rosalie's has the best carpaccio in the world.
Yeah.
There's nobody that has ever topped it, and they just
And you know Mark, I guess, right?
yeah,
he's
it's
a
just
great guy, too.
unreal. I don't know. They
I've
just
never been to
Oh, great
Rosalie's.
place too. Yeah.
they just and they have the giving back. They've done
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
giving back. So that was always when I was a kid. My parents made me sign the wall. And
Oh,
it
that's
was-
cool.
So it was like
You
ever
been to
since
Rosalie's? It's cool.
I just love that. Oh my god, that carpaccio. I'll just order 2 of those and eat it with the fresh bread every time. That's
You heard
literally-
the Zach
We
story
love
about that,
carpaccio.
right?
We go to Mexico and,
Oh,
they've
sure.
got carpaccio. I don't know how that stacks up against it, but it's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
And let's get 4 plates, 5 plates of carpaccio and
Oh my
just-
god.
Yeah. And you don't have any room left for dinner. You've
No,
heard
it's,
this.
it's thin. I mean, it's,
Yeah, it's very thin,
Oh, it's so
raw sliced beef, but they just do like such a good salad with the breadsticks and the caper aioli. It's just unbelievable.
You've heard the
Gotta go
Zach,
there now.
the Zach story about Rosalie's. He hates. So we went to Rosalie's for my wife's birthday. Must be I don't know, pre-COVID, so probably when she was 50 maybe or 51 or whatever. We go to Rosalie's for dinner, and Zach I think was in college then. So we came out. It's nice. We go and have dinner, and we get a margarita pizza. And because it's amazing,
Yep.
and we're eating it, but it's fucking hot,
Yeah.
right? So I take the piece and put it on my plate.
Oh,
And you heard this, right? And I cut for the fork and a knife, cut the edge off and eat it with a fork. And then when it gets, cooled off, I eat it with the rest. So we're eating it. Of course, I get done and pay like we always do. We have a great dinner. We get pictures taken outside. And back then, Zach's got his own phone or whatever, and I creep on him to see what he's posting. And he goes on Twitter and posts, I don't care how much money I make in my life. I'll never eat pizza with a fork and a knife
so
like a fucking asshole. That's what he wrote.
That's awesome.
And I go,
Oh my
what the fuck? He goes,
God.
oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the table next to us. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So he still denies it to this day.
Wow.
But everybody knows pizza now. When you get pizza, you need pizza with a fork and a knife. That's what he thinks of me.
That's so
That's awesome.
funny.
I said the same thing. It's awesome.
That's
and I think I just
so
heard that like a
great.
week or two ago because you
I
told
told the
that
story. Yeah,
basketball,
he
like,
hates
you're-
this story. Yeah.
I can't believe that's the first time. I usually hear your stories like 7
See,
times.
yeah.
That's the
And in
first time I
Italy,
heard
they
that
eat
one.
pizza with a fork and knife because the toppings are so dense and they're so heavy. And if you cut the pizza, so it's a thing in Italy because if like here we cut the pizza, but when you go to Italy, they put the pizza in either a box or on your plate, and then you make the mess yourself because they're not cheap with toppings. They put the fresh ingredients. Like I was at the Caputo factory milling
shit, yeah.
flour, and me and the owner, we went to Gino Sorbio in the old Naples. You know, you wait 5 hours to get in. We get there, we go in, we eat, and the pizza comes out. But he had a pistachio cream with fresh mortadella all on top, with more stuff on top. And I'm like, no wonder why they don't cut the pizza. 'cause
Couldn't lift it up.
no, if they
Wouldn't be
cut
able-
it, like all the juices and everything
Yeah.
just got underneath it and gets it soggy. So I do see the other side of leaving
It's
it
the kind of
uncut.
respect Zach has for me, man.
So
Let's see, I
great.
got questions. Oh, favorite movie?
Oof. Favorite movie? Not a huge movie guy, but
Or
man.
TV shows? There's something you're streaming now that you got to watch, or
We're watching The Cleaning Lady right now. That's a pretty good.
I don't watch that. I don't,
No. I,
I don't even know what that
Heard of
is.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah.
What's it on? Like it's not HBO.
No, it's on. I don't know. We watch it on Netflix or
Oh,
one of
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
streaming services that.
Yeah.
my
Clean it.
wife
Who's
does.
in it? Who's
Is that one?
what's she like? The cleaner, like
Yeah,
It's like a
she-
murder thing,
yeah,
right?
Like
Yeah,
she works
yeah.
for, bad
Yeah,
guys and
yeah.
stuff, and does a lot of
cleaner.
cleaning. So
yeah.
I've never
it
heard
was,
of that.
it's pretty good, but I'll have to think for a
movie.
second on
Okay,
the movie.
Michael, what's your favorite movie?
It's the chef movie.
The Chef with John
Yeah.
Favreau in it. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's what inspired me to start food truck.
No shit, that's a really good movie. Have you
Yeah.
seen that one? Did you watch
I've
the
never seen
the
it.
one with the kid from Shameless? What's
Oh no, I didn't watch.
Oh, the bear.
the Bear? That's fucking amazing.
I didn't watch
Yeah.
that.
Oh my God, you got to watch The Bear. That's
Really?
one of the best. It's so realistic. You'll love it.
What's it about?
He takes over his brother kills himself and takes over the restaurant, and he's a like 5-star
He's a Michelin chef.
Michelin star chef.
Wow.
And he goes into this, and they make
Hoagies or
what
what
do you
are
call
they?
it? pulled meat sandwiches in
Kind
the
of
city.
like Cubans.
In the city, no,
It's in Chicago.
Chicago.
So what are they famous for?
The Chicago beef.
Deep dish? I don't know.
The Chicago
I
beef
never even been to
sandwich.
Chicago.
It's like roast beef and
It's a
au
certain
jus,
sandwich.
and you put
I
it in
think I
sauce.
saw it.
Like a-
Anthony posted.
a,
a video.
Dude, it's the best show. You got to watch it. It's like 10
good.
episodes. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh,
It's a
I
great
have
show.
I'll have to-
But
chef,
that makes sense.
To me,
Bear.
chef was on.
No,
Man, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I really don't have.
I'll have to see what the cleaning lady. We don't have any shows to watch now because everything's ending. So
Yeah.
And we never started because when we're in season,
you can't watch.
no, you come home and you're in bed.
Yeah.
We don't even. I don't know. Do you turn on the TV?
No.
I don't even
No.
turn on the
Oh,
TV.
so I live with the TV.
I mean, I used to like Chris Tucker.
Oh yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah. The comedian, yeah. Yeah, he was
Rush
in like
Hour
Rush Hour.
and
That's one of Zach's
Friday
favorites.
and,
funny.
you know,
I like The
some good-
Godfather. That's my favorite movie. All of them because it's it's a family. It's about family. So I don't know if you saw Mario Puzo's thing, the Offer, the making of The Godfather. But when they tried to get the movie made, the mafia wouldn't let him make it because it was a mafia movie, and he said it's not a mafia movie. It's a movie about a family. And which it is. It's a movie about a family. It's not a movie about. They didn't open the movie with gunshots and shit. They opened the movie at the wedding.
Yeah.
Because it's a family. But it's about being loyal too, loyalty. So
Yeah, loyalty's big, especially in Italy.
yeah. The other one, the last one I have. Then I know she's got a question. Nickname. Did you ever have a nickname when you were in like high school that you didn't like?
Everybody
like-
used to call me A Train. I don't know why, but it was
A-Train.
like, yeah, it was.
Was it a hoop thing or?
No, it was. I was a lacrosse player and football player, and in lacrosse, I was the biggest guy on the field. So I used to just run
A-Train.
people over. So they used to call me a train.
A Train. That's pretty cool. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Nickname.
That was always J5,
Why J5, Jim?
the fifth, because I'm the fifth. So I always had the
You're,
nickname.
you're the fifth?
Yeah.
Like you?
Yeah.
Like there's a, oh my God, I never knew that.
Yeah,
All
my
these
son's
years-
the sixth.
It's crazy.
Oh my God, holy
Yeah.
shit, holy
so,
shit.
So we're kind of going this whole. So he's 17.
Wow.
So we're going through this whole tattoo thing now because we found our family crest. So
cool.
he's
I didn't know
dying to
that.
get a tattoo and he
Yeah.
wants to get the family crest. So like he does it, I got to do it, and my
Yeah.
dad will do it.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if I can get my grandfather to do it.
I don't
You
know.
He's
I think
80.
you could.
Yeah.
He's 86, 80. No, he's 88.
Wow.
You know, so.
I never
it
knew
was
you were
always
the fifth.
J5.
I'm a junior,
Yeah.
but I would never have named Zach Henry Richard
No.
Laura Jr. the third.
Oh, you wouldn't have it be junior and the
Well,
third.
that's,
Right.
that's a good point. Wow, I didn't know that, J5. That's a new
J5.
name. I can
Yeah.
stop instead of calling you Dribble Dribble.
Right, I was
So-
waiting for that.
he dribbles a lot when he's playing basketball, so when he's making a move or doing something, we call him Dribble Jim. Dribble, 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 because he dribble, 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 dribble. So.
What do you do? Just shoot, miss?
These guys have
Well,
both played
well,
basketball with me. She
try
doesn't
to-
think I can play basketball.
I don't. I totally don't.
Bud can play.
Yeah.
Bud can play.
It's the
Even with a
craziest
broken.
thing.
What are you?
Like,
What's
I
your
got a
two
whole
new-
new knee.
New knee.
She showed me a picture of something in her house or garage or something, and it showed, because her son's 4.
Yeah.
And there's a play school basketball rim in the background. I'm like, fuck it. One of our podcasts, we put that hoop right there. It's just her and me one-on-one. I'd kick her ass. I would dunk.
So I got
on
a
her
question
hard.
for you. Did you have this restaurant when you had your son?
Yeah. So we've been open for 7 years.
So how was that? Because I'm having a kid in February.
Well,
so
you're
my-
not, but
My
she
wife
yeah.
is, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to. I never even asked a business owner, restaurant owner, like, how was the transition for you?
Well, I was a single mom at the time. I still am. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. The only thing that I did, I have a really supportive staff, so they were really good. My mom's my business partner, and she was here.
Cool.
But I did what I prepared myself to do what I could while I was on maternity leave. I was only on leave for 2 weeks though. And so before I had Elijah, got a ton of social media content and did all the scheduling all the way out and
Cool.
all of that paperwork admin stuff.
Yep.
Just got it out of the way so that when I was because honestly, after a long day,
Yeah.
when paperwork's the last thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
So I kind of just prepped myself out and then, but I'm not, it's hard.
Alright.
But if you plan properly, I think the positive that I got out of it for me was that owning this business had a whole new meaning. I wasn't just doing this for me anymore.
Yeah.
I have a family to support. I have a kid.
cool.
Doing this just meant 10 times more.
Makes you work harder.
Yeah, it makes you work harder. Made me care about my relationships with my employees way more.
It's cool.
So it's definitely a pro, and you definitely can do it. But I mean, it's just like when you open. If you remember when you opened your business, how hard it
Yeah.
was. It's the same. It's the same.
That's
She had a
pretty
great answer to the question that she's going to ask you, which is when we ask everybody, I'll let you ask and now tell them what you said about yourself.
Well, yeah. So the question I like to end on is, if people could take away one thing about you guys going away
What do you
from
want to
this
be remembered
podcast,
for?
what would you want to be remembered for? What do you want to be what's your thing that I want to be known for this?
Just to be a good person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's-
I mean,
yeah.
when you leave this world, it's your name. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got is your name, and not about the money or what just what you be, a human being. Really.
I'm surprised how many
is,
people have said that.
It really
Being a good
is.
person,
My
yeah.
grandfather always said it. When you leave this world, the only thing you have is your name. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you have is your name when you.
Well, now fucking 6 people have his name.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck.
So,
You're such an asshole.
What about you, Mike? What do you want to?
Yeah, good person and giving. I think it's cool because I do have a lot of friends that I went to CIA with, and they're stuck in New York City with, not it's a bad thing, but they're still making, very minimal money, working crazy hours, and they reached out during COVID and it's like, how's your food truck doing? And it's cool to just try to help people get into maybe you don't have that staff that will help you, so you can do a food truck that
Yeah.
you can do with maybe your family and support your family. And
Because your dad's on the truck a lot, right?
yeah, my dad was at my house at 7 this morning.
Yeah.
We're off
He's
season.
a good
and
dude, too.
yeah.
Except he didn't wherever we're at, I said, how do you like, one day, I think it was something, was it one of the Wing Fests or something where they had you, and they had some music going, and I asked him, I said, how do you like it over here? They're playing the same damn song for the last 2 hours. Whatever
it was
the
a
music
Wing-
was,
yeah,
it was
Wing
like
Fest, yeah.
reggae or something was going on. He's like, they're playing the same damn song for 2 hours.
Yeah, he had a pizza shop and he worked for Pavone's.
That's where Kiki's is.
Yeah, Kiki's, yeah.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
the pizza shop there
Yeah.
for like 10 years, but he worked for Pavone's for 30. They brought him from Italy.
Wow.
So and now, I always ask him, like, do you want me to, like, start, like, transitioning you out maybe, get someone else? We were just in Italy. My cousins want to come back and work, and he's like, no, you'll never get me out of this truck. And he goes, when you
looks like you're
do,
having
then,
fun.
yeah, he's like, no, we fight like crazy,
Yeah,
too.
he gives him too much shit. I'm like, dude, take it easy on
They
your
could,
dad. Dude.
I think just leaving this world, I just want to be known as, like, good person and someone that wanted to
Yeah.
give a hand. That's
Well,
important.
we asked that in the beginning is what's the one thing you're proudest of, kind of thing, like what's you're the most proudest of? And I think it's the same with me. I think when people, Anthony from Eat Local was talking the other day, and I did a podcast with him without Michelle, and he said, "Bud, I got to tell you something," and it's a proud thing when you talk to somebody about you and you drop your name. If I drop your name or your name, I've never heard anybody say anything bad.
He's
That's
a
hard to
terrible
believe.
guy, yeah.
That guy's an asshole, so you hope to be good. When we asked Michelle, what's the one thing you're most proud of? Here's a woman, 30-year-old, single mom, owns a business, kicking ass, going to open another freaking multi-million-dollar project, and I had an idea of what I thought she would say when I thought, what are you the most proud of? And she said,
Being a mom.
That's
that's pretty cool, man. It gives me a little, I do get a little choked up. That's a good answer. What's your most proudest thing? It's
important.
not Emerald, it's not Brasserie, it's not the great things you made the most, that's pretty cool.
That's important.
So,
I'm
good place to
excited.
end.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
It's awesome. I especially having your kid watch you be so successful, and now he's funny because he comes in, he acts like this is his house. Like he runs it. He goes in the kitchen, he's cooking, he's doing everything. Now he's got our menu pads. He's writing out the menu for the night.
So cool.
He's taking orders. What do you want? What do we want
Oh
from
my
the
gosh,
kitchen?
it's too
He's in there making sauce. I'm like, all right, just chill out. You're not the boss
I remember
yet.
his daughter,
Yeah.
we were at an event and she would just start making slime and was killing it. She was making a ton of money
Really?
off of it.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, when we were down at the regional market, when slime was popular,
Oh, yeah.
she always was making slime, and she's like,
She
I
was
want to sell it.
hustling.
I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
So we get her the stuff, and she sets up right next to our stand, and for the day she made $310 selling
Holy
slime.
shit! Holy shit!
So like,
Hustling.
Holy shit! Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
pretty
She
cool.
saw that from somewhere. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
Wow! Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's a good feeling to think that you
and
put
she
that
was,
into.
I mean, she was pretty young.
She was
I
young.
mean, it's, but the kids learn from you, and the hardest thing for you is going to be now is to
Transition.
find a pack and play that fits in the front of your truck.
I was trying to
Like,
buy the
so
bigger
that's-
I
truck.
had a crib. Yep, I had a crib that fit in the
so
office.
that's going to
yeah.
be the hardest part.
Or I had a baby wrap that I wore, and then one time I think we were slammed, and I was carrying out plates or something with Elijah on me, and one of the tables was like, "That's crazy that they're making you do this," and I was like, "Oh, I'm the owner,
That's
and
so
this is my
amazing.
son," and
Yeah.
I'm like, moms can work like this.
Yeah,
Just
I-
was like, enjoy your meal. I don't know.
That's
So,
awesome. I love
yeah.
that.
When I was
Yeah.
at Pizza Hut, we had a girl, Maria, who was pregnant working, and she needed to work late into the pregnancy of her first kid, and she made killer tips, and then she was out for like 4 weeks and came back, and she goes, "Bud, I'm not making the kind of tips. I'm thinking about putting a pillow under my shirt and going out and pretending I'm pregnant
That's so
again,"
fun.
because she was making so much more money. So,
Hey, then just wrap the baby on you and go out and it's your
Yeah.
house.
yeah.
That's what I told my wife. She's gonna probably have to do that.
Because she's gonna, when, do you know boy or girl, or?
Boy, yeah, she's doing end of February. Our
Jim
season.
Bell, gonna name him Jim Bell?
And it was funny. That was a topic in Italy. All my cousins are like, "Oh, what's the name?" And I told them the name, and they're like, "Where'd you pull that name out of?" And I'm like, "Oh, in America, you don't have to name it after your father or your grandfather. You just name what you want.
Yeah.
You know,
What
where
do you-
you
what's
feels
his
right."
name?
Luca.
Oh, that's cool, okay.
Yeah. And my dad is Michelangelo, so he's like, they're like, "Where did you pull that one out of?" And I'm like, "Oh no, in America things are different. You know, you just kind of whatever you feels right and your wife
Oh,
feels
wow,
right."
yeah.
And everybody was like, "Wow!" They were looking at me like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Well, Zach,
who
my son-
raised you?
My son's best friend's last name is Termigi, Tyler Termigi. You met Tyler, I think, he played basketball a couple of times, but he had his first son, Gio's 6 now, but he named him Giovanni Luca Termigi. That's some Italian.
It's in the Gomorrah.
But I would never, when he first came around, we watched him a lot then, when he had her with a girl that he's not with now, and I would never call him, I want you to call him Gio. I'm calling him Fabrizio. For the first 2 years
Fabrizio.
of his life, I called him Fabrizio.
That's so
Just to
funny.
piss Tyler off, so, good spot to end, maybe.
Yeah,
You ready?
yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Thank you
man. This
guys
is
so
really
much.
good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
cool.
Cool.